tree is a beginning slackline trick that we borrowed from yoga. This is a static line trick that requires you to balance on one foot while keeping your body as still as possible. In order to do tree on the slackline, what you'll want to do is get into a standing position on the line. Go ahead and stand on one foot, and when we're ready, we're going to take our free leg, we're going to set the sole of our foot on the inside of our standing leg. Once we've gotten to this point, we can either bring our hands together in prayer at our chest, or we can extend our hands up above our head. Once we've gotten into position, we want to try and stay as still as possible on the line, not shake. When we're ready to get out of tree, lower your hands or lower them down to your sides. Take your foot off the inside of your thigh and set both feet back on the line. And that's how you do tree. The drop knee is an excellent first trick for beginners. It's easy to learn, and down the line, it provides a way to link up multiple tricks as well as to get into harder tricks. In order to do the drop knee, what we'll first want to do is take the top of your back foot and place it onto the line. Slowly start to lower yourself to the line. Your knee will end up dropping down below the line, creating the drop knee. Once we're ready to get out of this position, go ahead and stand up using both your feet, pushing into the line. And that is how you do the drop knee. The double drop knee is one of my favorite tricks to do on the slackline. There are multiple ways to get into this trick, but I'm going to share with you one of the simplest ways that I have found. What you first want to do is get into a drop knee. From that point, shift into a foot plant. Once you're in the foot plant and you're ready to shift to the double drop knee, you're going to shift your weight from your back foot back off of the line while simultaneously pulling your front foot in and dipping it on the same side as your back knee. As you shift into the position, you're going to have to keep your weight as far back as you can. It's going to take a lot of practice to pull this one off. It's definitely not an easy trick to do, and with patience and practice, you'll be able to do it. The drop knee turn is a great trick that builds upon the drop knee and is great for linking multiple line tricks together. In order to do the drop knee turn, what you'll first want to do is get down into the drop knee position. Once you're in the drop knee, go ahead and turn your front foot either to the left or to the right about 45 degrees, depending on which way you want to turn. Once you're ready to turn, go ahead and shift your weight onto that front foot, and then you're going to hop around in the direction that your foot is pointing. When you hop around your foot, you're going to land back into the drop knee position. You can keep doing this process over and over and over again. You can also link up multiple tricks into this drop knee turn as well. And that is how you do the drop knee turn. The inside drop knee turn is similar to the drop knee turn in the respect that you can link up multiple tricks with it, but it's a lot more difficult and way more awkward to do. Once mastered, it's a lot of fun and one of my favorite tricks to do. In order to pull off the inside drop knee turn, what you're going to do is make like you're going into a drop knee. But instead of dropping on the outside, you're going to drop your knee on the inside of the line. Once you start lowering yourself down, put your weight on that back foot, extend your front foot forward. You can hold this pose if you want. When you're ready to make the turn, you're going to lead with your shoulders and follow through with the rest of your body. Once you make that turn, you're going to end up in a drop knee position, which is a perfect point to throw in a drop knee turn. And that's how you do the inside drop knee turn. The drop knee walk is a difficult move to do, but once you get it down, you'll be able to link it up, drop knees, double drop knees, inward drop knees, drop knee turns, and other tricks of that variety. In order to do this move, what you first want to do is get down into a drop knee position. Once you're here, you're going to shift into a Buddha drop, and once you're there, you're going to take turns shifting your weight from your back foot to your front foot. You're going to take that back leg, bring it around front, and then drop each knee on either side of the line with each step. You're going to repeat this process over and over and over again until you're ready to get up. This move takes a lot of patience and practice. It can be slightly painful and awkward, but once you get this move down, you'll be able to link it up into some pretty cool combinations with other moves. and that's the drop knee walk. Now the foot plant is a trick that builds upon the drop knee. In order to do the foot plant, what we'll first want to do is get into the drop knee position. Once we're in this position, start shifting all your weight onto your back foot. You can even sit on your back foot if you want to. Start extending your front leg out in front of you along the line until it's become firmly planted out in front of you, creating the foot plant. When we're ready to get out of this position, go ahead and pull your front foot back towards your body, get back into a drop knee, and then push up the same way you would getting out of a drop knee. That is the foot plant. The seated mount is a classic trick that is done by sitting on the line with both feet on the line and then standing up onto your feet without the aid of your hands. In order to do the seated mount, you're going to sit down in line on the slack line. You don't want the slack line to be running down between your cheeks, rather off to one side. Bring both feet up onto the line in front of you. If you can pull them in closer to you, the easier this trick is going to be for you. When you're ready to stand up, you're going to rock yourself backwards, lean forward, and push up using both feet on that line into a standing position. And that's how you do the seated mount. The pistol mount, also known as a single leg press, requires strength and practice. Once mastered, provides a stylish way to get up onto the line as opposed to just stepping up onto it. In order to do the pistol mount, what you'll want to do is bring your stronger leg up onto the line. Let all your weight rest onto this foot, and when you're ready to stand, go ahead and start bringing your foot that's on the ground off the line out in front of you. Fully extend it, and when you're ready to stand up, push as hard as you can on that foot that's on the line and stand up. It's difficult to do at first, but with practice, you'll start building up the leg strength to be able to do it. Be sure to try it on both legs as well. And that's how you do the pistol mount. Plane is a static line trick that can be a little bit more difficult than it seems at first. In order to do plane, what you'll first want to do is get down into a drop knee position. We're going to start lowering our front knee down to the line until it's completely resting on that line, with the line running from the top of our knee down our shin bone. Once we're in this position, we can take our back leg and start straightening it out along that line. Lean forward, lowering your head down to the line, and then extend your arms out to the side as if you're a plane. Once you're ready to get back up, you can bring your body back up off that line, bring your back leg back into your body, and then come back up off of that front foot, and then take that front leg off of the line and set that foot back onto it, and stand up as you would from a drop knee position. And that is the plane. The plane walk can be seen as a slightly less painful version of the drop knee walk. Except with the plane walk, rather than dropping each knee with each step, we're going to be stepping or walking with our shin as opposed to our ankles or the tops of our feet. In order to do the plane walk, what we'll first want to do is get down into a drop knee position. We're going to shift our weight forward, leading with our front knee, and once our knee is on that line, we're going to let the rest of the leg make contact with the line. We're going to shift our weight off of our back leg and completely onto our front leg and our shin. We're going to swing that back leg around up, placing the sole of our foot on the top of our knee and setting it down onto the line, and then leading with that next knee down onto the line and following through with the rest of that shin. And repeat this process over and over again, and that's the plane walk. The front lever is a line trick that requires you to balance on your arms while keeping your body horizontal and straight. There are many different ways to get into this trick, which makes it a great way to link up multiple tricks of different styles. In order to do the front lever, start out by standing next to the line. Put your hands onto the line with your wrist facing out, and then shift your body weight up onto your hands and try to balance. When you're ready to move this trick up onto the line, you want to stand up on the line and then turn your body cross-line. Lower yourself down, grab the line with one hand and then the other, And then you're going to slowly shift your body weight up onto your elbows like you did before on the ground. Slowly start to straighten your body out and balance on your arms. In order to do this move on the line, what you're going to do is, from a standing position, bring your body cross-line. Spread your legs apart a little bit and then bend down and grab the line. Once you're ready to shift into the crow position, you're going to put the inside of your legs on your elbows and then take your legs off the line, bringing all your body weight to rest down onto your arms. Keep your body in tight and try to balance on your arms. When you're ready to get out of this position, spread your legs apart, put them on the line, and then stand up and resume walking. This trick can be difficult to do, and just learning the balance itself can be hard. You can practice the position on the ground as well, building up the strength to do it onto the line. That's how you do crow. Buddha is a beginning line trick in which you're going to be seated on the line, in line, in a cross-legged position. When you're first learning this move and learning how to balance in a seated position on the line, it is best learned sitting on the line straight away and bringing both your legs up into a cross-legged position and trying to balance. You don't want the line running down your tailbone, but rather off to one side of it. In order to do this move from a standing position on the line, you're going to lower yourself down to the line using a drop knee. Start shifting your weight back off of that back foot till your butt is sitting on that slack line. When you're ready to bring your other leg up, bring it up and onto the line. Put your legs cross-legged on the line. When you're ready to get out of this position, you can uncross your legs and get up either using a pistol mount or a seated mount. And that's how you do Buddha. The Buddha drop can either be done as a static move on its own or as a way to link up another trick into the drop knee walk. In either case, this move can be a little bit difficult to do, but with practice, you'll be able to pull this move off in no time. In order to do this trick, what we'll first want to do is get into the Buddha position. Once we're sitting in Buddha, we can go ahead and bring one of our feet up onto the line, so that way it's resting on its side on that line. When we're ready to shift into the Buddha drop, you're going to rock your weight back and then rock it forward up onto that front foot that's on that line, and you're going to rotate your weight onto that, dropping both knees on either side of the line. It's going to be a bit tricky to do at first, but as you practice this more and more, you'll be able to pull this move off in no time. And that's the Buddha drop. The Buddha bounce is a difficult trick that requires commitment and precision, but once mastered, it can be used in combination with many other different types of tricks. In order to do this move, what you want to do is start in a standing position. When you're ready to, you're going to jump up or drop down, already with your legs crossed in a Buddha position. You're going to land on that line in the seated Buddha position. You're going to use your arms to help you bounce and get back up onto your feet. This move takes a lot of practice, so be patient with it and have fun. And that's how you do the Buddha bounce. Origami can be a difficult move to learn, mainly because you're doing a lot of things simultaneously, which challenges you to balance and do multiple things all at once. In order to do this move, what you're going to do is go from a standing position. Whichever way you're going to turn to get down into the Buddha position, you're going to put that foot forward. So if I'm going to go with my right foot, I'm going to be turning to the right. With my right foot forward, turn cross line, crossing your legs, lowering yourself down to the line to a Buddha position. Bring your hands together, sit down on that line. When you're ready to get out of this position, you're going to unfold your body the same way you went into it, up into a standing position. And that's origami. In order to do the kneeling mount, what you'll want to do is stand facing the line in a cross-line position. Bring one of your knees up and onto the line and set it just below your kneecap. Lean forward over the line and place your hands onto the ground. Slowly bring your other knee up onto the line in the same position as your other knee, and slowly start shifting your weight back onto your knees and off of the ground. Once you're balancing cross-line on your knees, you're going to shift your weight to one knee or the other and then take the other knee off the line and set your foot in line on that line. You'll be able to shift into a drop knee position and then push up out of the drop knee. And that's how you do the kneeling mount. The knee bounce is a difficult move that requires precision and balance. You're going to go from a standing position and then bounce onto your knees and then back up onto the line. In order to do the knee bounce, what you'll need to do is be in a standing position. Once you're standing on the line, you're going to jump up or even just drop down, and you're going to land on that little soft spot on your knee just below your kneecap with both knees in a cross-line position on the line, and then bounce back up onto your feet. It's a difficult move,
but with enough practice, you'll be able to pull this move off in no time. And that's the knee bounce.
Surfing is a trick that has been around since the very beginning of slacklining. It's best learned on a looser line, but even with a tighter line, you can create a much more aggressive and violent type of surf, which is a lot of fun to do. In order to surf the line, stand in the middle of the line, turn your feet cross-line. You're going to use your lower body to move that line side to side. Start out slow, so that way you can get used to the movement of the line while keeping your focus down towards the anchors. As you get used to it, start moving your feet more and more and more. Eventually you'll be able to start pushing that line harder and harder and harder until it becomes a smooth, rhythmic movement. This move takes a lot of practice and can be a difficult one to master, but once you get it down, it's a lot of fun and will easily become one of your favorite tricks to do on the slackline. And that's how you surf the line. The gambit swap is a line trick that is used in a style of slacklining called breaklining, or gambit style. In order to do the gambit swap, you're going to lower yourself down into a cross-line position and grab the line with one arm. You're going to keep your opposite leg on the line, taking the other arm and leg off the line. When you're ready to do the gambit swap, you're going to swing around that arm that's on the line and land with your outside foot back onto the line. This trick takes a lot of practice and it's very difficult to do. But once you get it down, there's a whole nother world of slacklining that awaits you. The said spin is a linked maneuver that consists of the gambit swap into a variation on the drop knee spin. Once you pull off the said spin, you'll be able to immediately go into an inside drop knee turn as well. In order to do the said spin, what you're going to do is get down into the gambit swap position. When you're ready to do the move, you're going to do the gambit swap, but instead of landing with your outside foot on the line, you're going to land with the top of your inside foot on that line. And you're going to spin around on that foot on your shin into an inside drop knee position. This move takes practice, but once you get it, it provides an excellent way to link up different moves together. And that's the said spin. The vertical jump is your beginning air trick. Once you've mastered this, it'll provide a solid base for the other air tricks down the line. In order to do the vertical jump, what you want to do is get up onto the line and bounce with both feet. When you're ready to jump, push your weight down into the line and then ride that bounce up and off of the line. Pull up your knees for added height. Once you're ready to land, you're going to land with your feet turned sideways or cross line. If you try to land it in line, it's going to be a lot harder to do and you could end up racking yourself. So, you want to do the jump, push down into the line, ride the bounce up, pull up your knees, and then cross line. Having a tighter line is going to make this a lot easier to do, so crank on that ratchet and have fun. The line snap is a trick that looks more difficult than it is actually to do. It is a great way to get people's attention and a fun trick to do in general. In order to do the line snap, what you're going to do is make like you're going to do a vertical jump, except that at the base of this jump, you're going to slide your feet off the line in opposite directions, creating the line snap. After we've slid our feet off, we're going to bring them back onto the line into a standing position. After you get this trick down, you can do multiple line snaps in a row. You can do single-footed line snaps, or you can even walk doing line snaps the entire way. And that's how you do the line snap. The lemur leap is another air trick that is great for beginners to learn how to do. It is similar to the vertical jump, except you're going to be moving your body forward down the line. In order to do the lemur leap, what you'll first want to do is learn how to do the vertical jump. Once you've got the vertical jump down, start shifting your momentum forward down the line as opposed to up. You're going to take off much the same way that you do with the vertical jump, which is by jumping with both feet simultaneously, spotting down the line, and landing both feet simultaneously. If you land with your feet cross-line, you'll have a higher success rate as opposed to landing in-line. And once you start getting it down, you can start jumping farther and farther distances. And that's how you do the lemur leap. The butt bounce can be a difficult trick to learn how to do, but once it's mastered, it's easily going to become one of your favorite tricks to do on the line, as it can link up with many other tricks. In order to do the butt bounce, what you want to do is, from a standing position on the line, drop down onto the line with the line running down your thigh and onto your butt. Once you've landed on the line, you can use both feet to help you push you off the ground, back up onto your feet. Eventually you're going to move to one foot and then no feet. True butt bounce doesn't use any feet to help you get back up onto that line. This is a move that requires a lot of patience and practice to do, but once you get it down, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. The butt bounce hookup is a variation on the butt bounce, in which when you land on your butt for that butt bounce, you're going to catch yourself with your heels. That'll bring you back down onto the line for another butt bounce, and then get back up onto the line to standing. In order to do the hookup, what you're going to do is go like you're going into a butt bounce, but once you've landed on your butt, rather than going back to stand up, you're going to hook your heels underneath that line and catch it, and then let it pull you back down onto the line for another bounce. You can keep doing this again and again and again until you're ready to get back up onto that line to standing position. Sticky buns is a variation on the butt bounce. Once you get this trick down, you can mix it up with butt bounces and hookups to create some pretty interesting combinations. In order to pull off the sticky buns, what you're going to do is, from a standing position, jump up and do a butt bounce. Except rather than bouncing back up onto your feet or hooking your feet under the line, you're going to grab the lines with both hands, holding you tight to the line. You're going to ride this little bounce up and down as long as you want. When you're ready to let go of the line and ride that bounce back up onto your feet. And that's how you do sticky buns. The butt bounce mount can be a little difficult to do the first time around, but with practice, it'll provide you a dynamic way to get up onto the line. In order to do the butt bounce mount, what you'll want to do is run at the line and then jump up and land on the line in a butt bounce position. You want to use your arms to help you with the bounce, to help you get you up off of the line and back up onto your feet. This move takes some practice, but once you get it down, you'll have a dynamic way to get up on the line. The atomic butt bounce is a combination of the lemur leap and a butt bounce. In order to do the atomic butt bounce, what you'll want to do is start towards the center of the line. So as when you do the butt bounce portion, you're not bottoming out. When you're ready to do the move, do your lemur leap, spot your landing, and land in a butt bounce. After you've landed that butt bounce, you're going to bounce up and back up onto your feet. This is a move that requires a lot of patience and practice, mainly due to the high amount of precision that is required to pull this move off successfully. But with enough time, you'll be able to pull this move off successfully, and that's the atomic butt bounce. The chest bounce is a trick that is as difficult as it is scary to do, but is a maneuver that is required to pull off some pretty cool combinations as well as some other difficult tricks. In order to do the chest bounce, you're going to be in a standing position up on the line. You're going to jump up into the air and make like you're going to do a belly flop onto it. When you're getting close to the line, you're going to reach out and grab that line with one arm. You're going to land on your chest and stomach with the line running from that hand you grabbed that line with all the way down to your opposite leg. You're going to ride that bounce down and back up onto your feet. This is a difficult trick to do. It's going to take a lot of practice, but once you get it down, it's the base for many other different tricks as well. And that's how you do the chest bounce. The Mojo Tap Spin is a move that requires you to know how to chest bounce. It's difficult, but an awesome move to do on the slackline, and it's a lot of fun. In order to do the Mojo Tap Spin, you're first going to do a chest bounce. Once you've landed on the line, you're going to use your arm and your foot to help spin you around, doing a flat spin 180 degrees around into another chest bounce. Once you've landed back onto the line, you're going to bounce down and then bounce back up onto your feet. This move just takes a lot of practice to do, but once you get it, it's a lot of fun, and that's how you do the Mojo Tap Spin.